update, and with that, here's Ben Mundy.
Some potentially good news for uni students today.
This idea of the testing is, I think, a good idea because it will ensure that we're going home safe. That's the most important thing for, I think, so many students.
Plus, if you need it, some escapism with the cast of His Dark Materials.
You're hurting me! Ow! You sneaking around.
It's very exciting. They've got a lot to look forward to. It's darker, it's deeper.
And for you Britney fans, an update on her court battle against her dad. BBC Newsbeat.
Order.
Our first story is about
Greg Clark, the chair of the Football Association.
You might not know the name, but until yesterday, he was one of the most powerful people in English football.
Good morning, Mr. Clark.
Good morning, Chair.
63-year-old man going into this meeting via video call with a group of MPs as chairman of the FA to talk about how to help Football League clubs.
And thank you for joining us, and thank you for your patience as well as waiting.
But he's quit for using unacceptable language in front of those politicians. And a warning, you are about to hear the offensive language. It came as Greg Clark was talking about the racist abuse of players.
High-profile coloured footballers and the abuse they take.
Then, when questioned about it by an MP, he said he got his words muddled up and was trying to say people of colour. He later admitted the use of the word was a disservice to the game. But there was more.
If you go to the IT department, to the FA, there's a lot more South Asians than there are Afro-Caribbeans. They have different career interests.
Greg Clark's also been criticised for talking about gay players making a life choice, and this.
She said young girls, when they take up the game, 6, 7, 8, just don't like having the ball kicked out them hard.
Yeah, another grim day for English football yesterday at the worst possible moment. Let's get our sports reporter Betty Glover on. She's outside Old Trafford in Manchester. Another grim day for English football yesterday at the worst possible moment. Let's get our sports reporter Betty Glover on. She's outside Old Trafford in Manchester.
The home of Manchester United. I'm currently stood outside the East Stand. It's so quiet here. The club shop is boarded up. But this is the last thing that English football needs. It's already in a period of crisis with grassroots suspended and stadiums like Old Trafford behind me still not allowed any fans in. But tackling racism in football has been one of the most important issues for the sport over the past few years. Since May, we've seen players taking the knee at stadiums.
The Premier League is back, and this is a very symbolic moment because on the whistle everybody has taken the knee.
Following the death of George Floyd and the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, we've also seen players like City's Raheem Sterling speak out.
The only disease right now is the racism that we're fighting. I think this is the most important thing at this moment in time.
But the unacceptable language from Greg Clark comes just 2 weeks after the FA launched a new football diversity code with the aim of tackling racial inequality, and many saying it undoes the work that football has done and has been trying so hard to do on racial inequality over the recent years.
And you can read more on why the term is regarded as an offensive racial slur by searching Newsbeat on your phone. It recalls a time when casual racism was a part of everyday life. Now, Betty, this isn't the first time that Greg Clark has been criticised for something like this, is it?
No, so 3 years ago, in front of the same committee, he was heavily criticised for referring to institutional racism as fluff. He apologised then after being pulled up by MPs and reminded that language matters. It appears that message didn't cut through. Now, since Greg Clark stepped down, the FA released a statement saying that the board will begin the process of identifying and appointing a new chair, and stated that as an organisation, they're absolutely committed to doing everything they can to promote diversity, address inequality and tackle all forms of discrimination in the game.
So a strong reaction across football on this one. Just tell us some more.
So the general feeling is that there's a really strong desire to see changes at the FA and within football as a whole. Here's former player Ife Onura, who's on the Equalities Officer for the Professional Footballers Association.
It almost beggars belief that you could use that kind of language, not just to like say around black players, but the references to South Asian people, to women and the gays. It just seems so outdated.
Lots of players, past and present, have spoken out too. England defender Ben Chilwell was one.
There's a long way to go. I think in the last few months we've taken the knee, and hopefully that can continue because it's a very powerful message, and hopefully it can.
It's darker, it's deeper.
Also,
You get to experience much more realistic relationships between characters. You get to see women marry a lot, which I'm very excited about. Boreal and Mrs. Coulter, which is probably my favourite relationship ever to be.
There's something evil